digest. From lane to the new shining ground, echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time, we march on through grit and grime. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward, fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire.
Yeah. Hello. I'm small. I'm big now. Hi, good morning, good evening. No, actually, let me restart that again. Wherever you're watching this, good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you're watching this stream, and welcome again to THFC Till We Die, the home of Tottenham past, present, and of course, the exciting future. Under the cockerel, under Chirpy the cockerel. Yes, the mascot. We are going to get behind the mascot because I'm not getting behind the players because they're all the players are complete wallies. That's being polite. And it's not after 9 o'clock, so I can't tell you exactly what I think of them, but there'll be a lot of explosive and bleeps. If this was a show with a bleep machine, the bleep machine will have earned his money by now, because that's what I think of the team. I've got a few stats for you before we welcome people into the chat. Right now, Spurs haven't won a game since the 28th of December 2025, where they beat Crystal Palace 1-0. Bonus point in the bonus point in the chat. Who scored Tottenham's winning goal that day? Bonus point. Current winless run: 14 Premier League games without a win. No wins, 5 draws, 9 defeats. If we don't win tomorrow, it will equal the record set by Swindon Town in the 93-94 season, where Swindon Town got relegated and we survived by 3 points. Historically, this is true. I've actually put this down right, and I've put it here. Okay, this is our worst run since 1935, closing in on a club record of 16 games without a win. 1935. I mean, it's shocking. You couldn't make any of this stuff up. You really could not make any of this stuff up. You couldn't. It's 100 and plus days without a win now. I'm sure we've gone into double figures somewhere. I think it might be 110, 111 days. Maybe somebody might put that in the chat for me. Other stats: no Premier League wins in 2026. Only team in the league without a win this calendar year. Just 4 to 5 points picked up in the months of football. It's shocking. It's shocking, and we all come here. We all come here. We'll all get ready for the game. We're going to make it. We're going to make it. we're going to win, and we just get let down again and again and again and again and again. And they're going to win tomorrow. If they don't win tomorrow, I think that's it. I think you can rightly say that Tottenham Hotspur having it in their own hands is now gone, because by the time um, Forest play then on Sunday, I guarantee you Leeds will be safe tomorrow. When Leeds win tomorrow, Forest play on Sunday, West Ham play on Monday. If we don't win tomorrow, we're not putting any pressure on West Ham winning. They could go away and think, do you know what? We'll take a point here. Because whatever we do, we won't go above them. And we're kicking off at the same time next Saturday. We're away at Wolves, and I forget where they're away to, or home. They're home to Everton. We could get to the Leeds game knowing a win. We need a win. We need points to keep us in the Premier League. This is how serious this is getting. And when I'm waiting for Billy to come on, I was covering the press conference earlier, guys. Do go and watch that. I did that earlier after the presser. And I was just, some of the things he was coming out with were just bizarre. I mean, I'll bring them up now because I wanted to talk to you guys. Look, I'm going to welcome people in first, and then I will bring up some of the stuff, because I was going to speak to Billy about some of the stuff in the press conference that come out. I do have an update on the Bournemouth centre back as well, and Andy Robinson as well. So we do have that to get through. So what I'll do is I'll welcome people in. I'll give you the update on the Bournemouth centre back, and also another update on Archie Gray. We have also got potential outgoings as well. So I've got an update on that as well. So let's welcome a few people in, and then we're going to crack on with that. Who's in first? Of course, it's Adam McFarlane, all the way up from Derry. Big up to you, Adam. How's the weather up in Derry? But let me know. He says another loss incoming. But hey ho, Prem is boring. Should be good crack in the championship. I'm not as down as most in life. I'm not as down as most life will go on. I will always be Tottenham. That exactly. And I'm saying it right. If we go down to the championship, if we do go down to the championship, we'll go down to the championship. I mean, this channel ain't going nowhere. This channel's going nowhere. This channel is going nowhere. We're going to stay here. Even if we went down to League One, this channel will still be here. I'm not quitting. Okay. Sorry. I've learned in life men can't multitask. Oh dear. Women were telling us that for years. We can't multitask. No, we can't. So big up to you, Adam. Yeah, look, whatever happens, we'll still be here again. And I'll still be doing all the content we're doing now for the Premier League, and we'll do it on. It'd be a bit more fun, wouldn't it? It'd be 2 games a week. It'd be busy, wouldn't it? It'd be. I think the first 2 games will be. I think the first game would be a culture shock if we went down. But I think after that, once the league gets going and we're competing and we're top of the league and we're blowing every team away, then yeah, fine, we'll be all right. Back in the Premier League before you know it. Big up, Domo, and fearful we lose to Brighton. We are down. My dad would be turning in his grave regarding Tottenham right now. Aye, Grand. You're grand, man. Aye, you're grand. Grand, no worry. Tottenham right now, I am at loss. I don't know where to go. We go down negative, we stay up negative. Look, Iceman, look, I get it. Look, my father wasn't a football fan. He only went to Tottenham because of me. And bless him, he took me. And there is some funny story to him taking me to Tottenham, believe me. But he took me. Even when and bless him, even when he was going through his cancer treatment, we always went to a game together. And my father, now may rest in peace, he wasn't the reason I got into football. He wasn't the reason I got into Tottenham. I went into Tottenham because I liked Tottenham. I liked the way they play when I was small. And I said, I'm supporting them because I was born near there. the only reason I became a Spurs fan because I was born in Edmonton in North Middlesex Hospital, and the nearest place in North Middlesex Hospital is Tottenham. And apparently, I don't know if it's true or not. If you stand in a certain part of the hospital, you could see White Hart Lane at the time. You're probably seeing the new stadium now. So my father wasn't the reason, but he went to games with me. He brought me to my games when I was small, and as I got older and older, he started coming to more games. I started going on my own as well. But do you know what? Tottenham will always be in our blood, no matter what. No matter what, Tottenham will always be in our blood. And Billy, big up to you, bud. Great to see you. It won't. It will. Even if we go down to the Championship, nothing will change, will it, Billy? Nothing will change whatsoever.
Certainly won't, mate. You can't. Nothing's going to take that away. And yep, through thick and thin. Just didn't realise it would get this thin. That's the only problem.
Oh Lord, hang on. Where's the alcohol? We need it for shows coming up to the end of the season. Big up to Giant 68. Says big up Dermot chap. Hope for a win, but it's a tough ask. Again, the form. Yeah, we are going to go through the team news and the form in a minute. It is quite starting. Big up to Wayne Bonner. Good evening, folks. Hope you're all well. Looking forward to the weekend. Yeah, me and Billy looking forward to going out partying. That's what we're doing. Though yeah. I think we're a bit old for partying. We're going to try. Big up to Wayne Dermot. I'm small. I'm big now. The power of Viagra. Yeah. Very funny, you get. Yeah, and he was going about Archie Gray. Do you know what, Billy? I've just found out. This is our worst run since 1935.
Yeah, I saw. We're only a few games off being the worst one in Premier League history. I think 5 games. If we don't win in the next 5 games, then it's the worst of any team in Premier League history, which is just crazy, isn't it?
It is. We're equal. If we don't win tomorrow, we will equal Swindon's record of 93-94.
Who's got the record? Derby, is it? 19.
Derby, yeah, 19. And also, this is our worst run in our history. We're 2 games off. We're 16 games. We've the longest we've gone without a win.
It's almost half a season.
It is half. Yeah, it is. Just need a win, Dermot. Yeah, we do. We just need a win. Please give us a win. What's it like? Good evening, Dermot and Billy and chat. We need a miracle. Where are our goals coming from? Well, we have today sent a private tequila 006 3/4 down to the referee to bribe him. He's taken them up to Soho. The last I heard from Tequila, he had taken them down to a dodgy part of Soho.
So we might get a penalty. We might get a penalty for once.
Might get a penalty. Big up to your buddies. Yeah, why would you quit the channel just because we have shit players? Nah, I will never quit. This channel ain't going nowhere. We're staying here to the bitter end. To the day I die.
And if you go down, mate, we get even more games to cover next year, don't we?
Yeah.
So
yeah, and when I die and move on to this immortal world, I'll give it to Billy and Tequila and the guys, and they can run with it then. I'll be looking down.
Might be in the conference by then.
Yeah. God. Please, no. No, please. Oh, Lord. Big up to Arthur. You won't beat Villa away. Yeah, it's going to be. They're all coming in now. Got Leeds fan, got West Ham. Big up, Dermot. Are you joining me later for 9? Oh, yeah, forgot you were on. Yeah, I'll be there. Oh, Jesus. Going on with a Man United fan, an Arsenal fan, and a West Ham fan. Billy, help me. Help. Dermot, I was born in. Yeah. Well, you really same hospital as me. Wow. That's interesting. Big up to Steph. Big up, Dermot. Big up to you. Big up to everyone. Who else in there? Introduced him to some ladies of the night. Was easy, fam. Oh, good man. Keep us updated. And then Wayne says, "Damn, Swindon 93, 94, and Derby in 2007-8 were awful." Says it all about our season. It does. Billy, I just want to talk about something in the press conference today that De Zerbi said, and it was about who would be captain tomorrow. Where's your inkling going for the armband for the rest of the season? I think it could be. I reckon I would like it to be Palunia, but who do you think it might be, bud?
So this makes me think it's not going to be Van der Ven.
Yeah.
Because Van der Ven is next in line in terms of
Mm.
vice captain, isn't he? But I think he
Yeah.
would have just said in there. It makes me think that he's going to choose his own captain for the next 6 games, which I did actually say last time we were on. I thought he might do that. I don't know. I don't know. He might go Kevin Danso. He could go Kevin Danso.
That's
He
not
might
bad
just go.
shout.
The easy option is obviously Van der Ven, just because he's vice captain. But I think he would have just said in the press conference it's going to be Van der Ven if it was going to be Van der Ven. So it makes me think he's going to choose someone different. And I think he might. I saw someone say he might even go Bentancur. So there's a few options, aren't there? I'd go one of Danso, Bentancur, or Paulinho personally. I don't think Van der Ven has been a strong leader this season.
No.
I think the weight of it is getting a bit too much for him, and he's a bit too emotional. And I don't think he's necessarily the best leader. I'd go Paulinho, Bentancur, or Danso personally.
Somebody said to me, Archie Gray.
Yeah,
I don't think that.
I would love that.
Would you?
I think he's too young.
Ready
But
enough
I think he deserves it. But I don't think so. Just because he's only 20 years old, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. How old was Tony Adams when he became captain? He was in his early 20s.
True.
Look, I agree with you, Paulinho. Danso's not a bad shout either, but my money's gone on Paulinho. But it's going to be interesting, and also
he likes Gallagher as well, doesn't he? And Gallagher's obviously captain of Chelsea, so
yeah,
there's a few options there for sure.
There is. Also on Romero, he was talking about Romero, and I had a bit of a rant earlier about great captains, and I don't think, Billy, in my view, that he's in the same category as a Roy Keane or a Steven Gerrard or captains of the past. Out of all the captains that we've grown up with over the years, has he been a good captain for Tottenham or just a captain for Spurs? Where are you on the Romero argument? Because there is a lot of people, like myself, think that he thinks more of Argentina than he does of Tottenham. Where are you on that argument?
Yeah, I think he's been a really disappointing captain. I think the season that he's been captain is probably his worst season at Spurs. I can see why he got it, because after Son, he was the obvious choice, and I can see why he got it, but he's not led at all. Obviously, he's hardly played any of the games for one thing. So that's, he's been suspended for a lot of them. I think he's missed 6 game suspensions, a few injuries as well, and then 2 red cards, 12 yellow cards. It's just not a captain. In my lifetime, the person that stands out for me when I first started watching Spurs, obviously Ledley King, who is, he'll go down as one of the very best captains. My dad, when I was growing up, he always used to talk to me about Gary Mabbott. So I don't think he's anywhere near that kind of level, is he? Like, nowhere near it. So I thought Son was a really good captain because he unified the squad and the fans different, but he's not like a leader in the same way that Gary Mabbott is a leader, but he was a really good captain in a different way. Loris, obviously, mostly led by the example, except when he was in the car. But other than that, led by example on the pitch. So for me, in my lifetime, I would probably say that Romero is possibly the worst captain that I've had, just because it's just been a massive failure, really, hasn't it, this season?
Yeah, and look, I agree. Ledley King, Gary Mabbott. I would go back further to probably Graham Roberts or Steve Perryman. They led by example as well. And somebody put in the chat earlier with the chat about you don't have to be a captain to be a captain, do you?
That's what I thought. When we had, when we had like Toby and Jan and Kane and everyone. None of them were captains, but they all played like captains, weren't they?
Yeah. Well, what's your thought to Jan's comments today about Romero and Mickey van der Ven? Is it justified, or
I think he's spot on, to be honest. I do think he's spot on. Some people might say it's disrespectful to call up a player that's currently playing, but I think he's spot on with what he said. They have been disappointing. And I remember a couple of times last season, people were comparing them to Toby and Jan, but I don't think they're fit to lace their boots, are they, in any way? And certainly in my lifetime, Toby and Jan was just the best I've ever seen by a long, long way in terms of a partnership. And the thing is with Toby and Jan, you maybe got one bad game in 100 or something like that, 1 in 2 seasons. You would never, ever get a run of form like these guys are on at the moment. You'd never see it from them two. They were just unbelievably consistent, both of them. Every game, you knew what you were going to get. Very, very rarely made any mistakes. Maybe when they got a bit older slightly, but in their prime, they would have maybe half a bad game in a season. These guys are having a bad game every game at the moment. So I think Toby was right, unfortunately. And if it was up to me, Dermo, I would bring these people in to work at Tottenham. Toby and Jan, and they're really smart people who have big standards, and they really get the club. And I would have them working behind the scenes with the players, because they understand what it means to be Tottenham. And if you're talking the defending role model, either of those two guys there are just really got the club, didn't they? Both of them, unbelievable players.
Yeah,
Toby
I
and
think
Jan. It's a massive drop off since then too, to be honest.
it is massively. And look, you're right. I think if the biggest inspiration of them all, I think, would be Gary Mabbott, for the way he used to inject himself before every game with insulin so he could play with his diabetes. And there's a man. There's a man that was fit to wear the shirt. And we've been so lucky, Billy, haven't we, over the years, going back to Danny Blanchflower, to Graham Roberts, Steve Perriman, Gary Mabbott, Ledley King.
It's usually a centre back for us, isn't it? A lot of centre backs.
Yeah, it is. And also you go through players like Jimmy Greaves, who was a legend, Martin Shivers, a legend. You go to Glenn Hoddle, Gaza, Chris Waddle. You go to like little Paul Allen back in the day. Always put a shift in. Robbie Keane, even Jermaine Genius. I think he wasn't a bad play for us. Berbatov. Look, all the players we've had. We've always been able, haven't we, to hang our hat onto that player's going to change it for us. A Ginola or a Gaza or somebody like that that's going to change it for us. We don't have that now, do we? We don't have that in the team now.
I mean, in the last, obviously, 10, 15 years, we've always had either Son or Kane that bailed us out of everything, haven't they, them two? And then you sold one of them in Kane, and we didn't replace him with anywhere near his quality. And then we've lost Son this season as well. And basically what we're seeing this season is you've sold two of the best players in Premier League history and not replaced them. And you are where you are because of that, basically, is what it comes down to. But even, when I first started watching Tottenham, we always had a player like Ginola or Klinsmann or Bale or Kane or Son. There's always someone that could get us out of trouble. This is the first team I remember in my lifetime where there's nobody. Even in the worst Tottenham teams in the 90s, they always had Ginola or Gaza or somebody. Klinsmann. Klinsmann saved the team from relegation. Who's going to save us this time? There's just no one of that quality, anywhere near that quality. And there's no superstars at Tottenham anymore. And, we've gone from having Kane and Son every week, two of the best players the Premier League's ever seen, and we've not replaced either of them. And it's just sad when you watch Kane do that in the Champions League midweek.
Look, before we get the super chat from Wayne,
doing midweek. It's just sad, isn't it, when you see how good Kane is? I think Kane's probably the best player in the world at this current moment.
Yeah. I mean, with the World Cup coming up, do you honestly think that the World Cup coming up, that this could be Kane's World Cup? If England get it right.
It could be his Champions League and his World Cup, which he deserves, doesn't he? I think so. I think he deserves the World Cup and the Champions League. And if he wins both of them, then he'll go down finally get all the plaudits that he deserves, doesn't he? Because, he's stuck with Tottenham for so long. And it's just such a shame that, we never really built a team around him or squad around him that could win a trophy at Tottenham, because he'll probably go on to win it all now. And he deserves it more than anyone. He's such a hard-working, amazing role model. And when you talk about that, you just wonder, if we had Kane and this season, we'd probably be top six just with one player.
I don't. You look back, Billy, and you're thinking, Jesus. You look at the Champions League final to where we are now tomorrow. How the mighty have fallen.
It's not even been that long, has it?
That night in Spain.
It's not even been that long.
Have you been watching the training this week from the Zeba and the training Tottenham are putting out? What's your thoughts on the training? Because I think some of the players, to me, have given up. I don't know if you agree with that or not, but some of their body language, even the training, like I saw Xavi coming out, and there was no urgency in him. Right, we've got to get down to it. You had your doggy saying his bit, didn't you? We won't let the players down, and we've got to do more. Well, you look Basuma, he's laughing, he's joking, and if that was me or you or people in the chat, we'd be there, heads down, right, get that camera away. We don't want the camera here. We want to work. They just don't get it, do they? They don't get what we're going through.
I don't think they do, mate. I really don't think they do. And I think a lot of them might just not even care, because they'll probably know that they won't be here next season and they'll have a move elsewhere. And there's a really good interview that's just came out this week. I don't know if it's this week, but I saw it on Twitter this week anyway, from Seamus Coleman, where he's talking about Everton surviving. And he said, In the dressing room,
Yeah.
they were almost fighting each other, saying we have to win this bloody game, and like they were going mental at each other in the dressing room. I can't imagine the Spurs players doing that at all. It's really would advise go and check that interview of Seamus Coleman, because I saw De Zerbi say, we need to repair the relationships, didn't he? He took them out for another meal, a second one in a few months, and there just doesn't seem to be any spirit or fight in that group of players at all.
They love getting free meals, don't they?
Yeah.
Can we get the? I'm trying to look for the Jan quote. I don't know if you know it about.
Oh, it was Toby.
It
was Toby. Yeah, I'll find it for you.
Toby. Yeah. If you can, that'd be great. Big up to you, Wayne. Look, more or less, he was calling out Romero and Van de Ven for not playing well, and I think that was that the quote of it, wasn't it? Just given out saying they're not at the Tottenham level. Was that basically what he was saying? I think.
Yeah, he basically called out Jan and I'll put it in the chat in a second. He was calling out Mickey and Romero basically, saying that they were not good enough at the moment. He says, this is the quote exactly. He says, I look at Romero, I look at Van de Ven, they just aren't reaching their level. Again, not for a period, but actually for an entire season. Then I also look at Romero, who gets red cards too often, doesn't make the right decisions, and therefore lets his teammates down. And it's hard to argue with that, really, isn't it?
It is. It is. I mean, Billy, big up to Wayne for the super chat. Thank you so much, bud. Really appreciate it. And, you've been here since the start of the channel, since the Tottenham Tantrum goal days, where it was just like it really was. I mean, this was the worst run channel on YouTube, Billy. You wouldn't believe it, how badly it was run. I mean, I used to go on with a dodgy laptop, right? And I used to have to hold in the charger to actually run the show. And
I've been there before.
I was afraid the charger would fall out. But we've come a long way. But big up to you, Wayne. Thank you so much. Let's get in with the team news for tomorrow, Billy. He did come out. Chris Romero is ruled out for the rest of the season through injury after he's forced off after a defeat at Sunderland. Bentancur is back, and so is Basuma. I just can't believe that man's still at the football club, but there you go. Available once again. Gianluca Vicario remains out, and James Maddison is back training, but he's not yet ready to action. On that Maddison thing, could we have done with him tomorrow? Would you have put him in tomorrow, actually? The question.
I would chuck him in half fit, mate, if he had one leg at this rate. Yeah, he's my favourite player, personally, but I'm a bit biased because I think he's our best player by miles. But
he is.
I just think we miss him so much. And I think if we could get him fit for 3 of the last 6 games, then it might be the difference in keeping us up. I think he's absolutely brilliant. And we just don't, when we were talking about earlier about having no players that can create a spark or do something, Maddison's one of those players. He could do that. And I remember it's been it's been a year since Frankfurt today, and the away leg, and obviously he's the one who won that penalty for it, really, and got won us that game. So I think we miss him, and we haven't had him in the team since then, other than a friendly where he got injured. So I just think we miss him so much. I actually think Bentancur and Basuma, because of how bad we are in midfield, even though I don't particularly rate them that much, they do probably both improve us, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, where would you? I mean, this is the look. I was going to do a video for you guys, but I'll give you a sort of little preview to the predicted lineup. This is my lineup. Let me take that down. This is my lineup for tomorrow. I've gone with Kingsley in goal. I'll go with Romero isn't playing, so I know I have to slightly change this. No, that's the wrong one. Sorry, that is the wrong one. Okay. Forget that. That is not what I wanted. I'll do it later. But basically, I did go with Danso and Mickey van der Ven as a back 4 with Udogie and Porro. I went with the midfield tree of Palhinha and Gray with Xavi in the 10 role. And also went with Richie on the left, Tell on the right, and Solanke up front. Do you think that's a team that might get a win tomorrow? Or what you thinking on that?
That's what I would pretty much go for the same thing. I think I'd go for the exact same thing, actually. I think we need to see Xavi and Tell starting. It's the big thing there. And you've got them both starting. I think they have to both start. And that's what I would go for. I just think, especially at home against Brighton, who are a good team. But Brighton are not going to, they're not going to, they try and play football as well. They're a very good footballing team. So we might have a bit of the ball. And you got either creative players like Sunderland. There was just no creativity really because we didn't have Tell or Xavi on. So I would personally go for both of them, and see what we can do. So yeah, I think I'd do the same as you. It wouldn't surprise me though if I got a weird feeling that Basuma might start tomorrow just because of the way he was talking about him in the press conference. I just got a weird feeling that he might surprise everyone and start Basuma instead of Palhinha.
If he starts Basuma tomorrow, Billy, I don't think we've got hope in bloody hell. Big up to Kate as well. Big up to Kate and Jim. I hope you're doing well. Yeah. And big up to Johnny. First of all, good evening to legends. Well, I'm not a legend. Billy's the legend. I'm not a legend. Second of all, these players have no fight tomorrow. It's going to be Tottenham's funeral tomorrow. We're all but confirmed we are playing championship football. Do you know what, Billy? I've come out and I poked Column or Tequila or somebody's clipped it. I said Tottenham. I'm putting my neck on the line here. Spurs are going to stay up by a point. And I mean, look, we all watch football, Billy, don't we? We all love the game. Is there more twists and turns in this relegation battle? Are fans given up too quickly? Because I still believe we can do it.
Of course, there's going to be so many unpredictable results. I mean, look, if you look at two results in recent times, one of them will go. Everyone thinks we're going to lose away to Liverpool. We somehow get a draw out there, you know. And Leeds at Man United. You know, you just can't predict teams in this league. It's just so hit and miss, and so there's going to be so many more twists and turns to come. What you think might be wins on paper, who knows what might happen. There's going to be so many twists and turns, and I just hope that one of them goes our way.
Tequila says, blind faith ain't my jam, Domo buddy, but you go nuts. He knows me too well.
I'm like you, mate. I'm a blind faither as well. I'm like you because you know I can't give up. I just can't do it.
I just look. We're going to survive. I know we will. We've not won all year against teams worse than most. Tequila does have a point, and also Craig says the problem is we haven't won in 4 months, and that's the problem, isn't it, Billy? We haven't won since the 28th of December, 2025, away to Crystal Palace, and that does affect players, doesn't it? It does affect confidence. And when you do go 1-0 down, the natural thing is your head goes down, your body language goes. But is he right what he said in the press conference? All we need is a win.
Yeah.
All we need is a win.
That's it. That's all we need. It's just one win, and it might turn things around. But, you know, the fact is we're the worst team in the league at the moment. We have been for quite some time. You know, Wolves are in better form than us. We're 20th in the form table. You know, we're on a 14-game unbeaten run. Everything is going against us. I mean, you even saw those, you know, Crystal Palace players partying before they got West Ham. You know, it just seems every little thing is going against us at the moment. But we can't give up. It just takes one little thing, and it might just be a horrible win against Brighton that just turns us around, because we're the worst team in the league currently, but we're not the worst team in the league on paper. Like, we shouldn't be anywhere near being the worst team on the league. So we just need to get a bit of confidence back, I feel.
Yeah. We do. We rarely do. Well, talking about confidence, this is our injury list at the moment, Billy. It's not as big as it was. We're down to a single page, which is
normally need about 2 pages to do it.
Yeah, normally we do. The Bears out for the season. We know Kulu is. We don't know when he's coming back, and that's the worry for me. But he has come out and said from a Italian journalist that he is staying around, Billy. He's going to stay next season. James Maddison is saying he's back in training, but he says, I'd be here next season, whatever happens. Ben Davies is out with his ankle, and Vicario's out with a hernia. Might be back for the Wolves game. I think if Kingsley does well tomorrow, Billy, I think you might not see Vicario in goal again for the rest of the season. That's just my opinion. I don't know where you're on it with Vicario, but do you think, like Romero, we won't see him in the Spurs shirt again?
I think so. Unless Kinski has another, Atletico-like game, then I think he will be our number one for the rest of the season. One, because the way that he plays is more suited to De Zerbi, because he's much better with distribution. And two, because Vicario is obviously going to go to Inter in summer, so it probably just makes sense now just to move him on. I think if Kinski has a game like he did against Sunderland yesterday, then he will play for the rest of the season.
Season so far doesn't make pretty reading, Billy. Look, we're 18th, Brighton are 9th, 7 wins for us, 9 draws, 16 defeats, 2 we concede average goals conceded per match is 2. We're Brighton 9th, 12 wins, 10 draws, 10 defeats, 1 goal conceded per match
And
average.
they're top of the form league at the moment, Brighton, aren't they?
They are.
Above everybody.
They are. I mean, very quickly, this is their form at the moment. This is Brighton's form. 1 defeat in the last 5.
That was against Arsenal.
And that was against Arsenal. I mean, that they're on something. Fans wanted the manager sacked early in the season.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to our form, Billy, I mean, look.
Got to laugh, haven't you? Bloody hell.
You do have to laugh. It's comical. I mean, I should start coding them and just depressing myself even further.
Gonna run out of red ink.
Yeah, can we put a green in there somewhere, please? I like a green. But yeah, as you can see, Tottenham's last form, the 5 games, no wins in the last 5.
It's literally top of the form table versus bottom of the form table this game.
It is.
Top versus bottom.
But you look at it just very quickly. We played them 17 times, 2 draws. Tottenham's wins against them is 9, 7 at home, 3 away. Brighton 6 at home, 4 at home, 2 away. Enough about our bad form because it's just woeful. I mean, no disrespect to Fulham, Palace, and Forest and Sunderland, Billy. We should be beating them, to be fair.
Yeah.
Liverpool, if that was all green and a draw, you'd be thinking, what? That's great. That's brilliant form. But we really should be beating Fulham and Palace and that, shouldn't we?
Yeah. And, if you go back even further, we obviously haven't picked up results against West Ham and Burnley in this run that we're on as well. It's just, I think Tequila said it in the chat just now, we've lost to a lot better teams than Brighton, a lot worse teams than Brighton recently. So, yeah, it's a tricky game.
And also, here's Brighton's. I mean, look at, they only lost to Arsenal, but they
didn't even deserve to lose that game either. They were the better team on that day.
They were. And they also did beat Liverpool. I did forget to put the logo in, sorry. So they have beaten big teams as well. And if you look, they have scored 5 goals in the last 3 and only conceded 1. So
tough a match, isn't it? It's a tough ask.
It is. I mean, it is. It really is. We have played them actually 5 times. We've only got 1 win against them in the last 5 as well, Billy. That was back in that 2024. I mean,
I don't know if you remember the last time we played them last season at home. Everyone was drunk still, weren't they? It was the last game of the season. Everyone just stepped off the plane onto Brighton.
I'm surprised the referee didn't have a breathalyzer, right? Right, you can't play. You can't play. I mean, everyone was such in a good mood that day, weren't they? Last game of the season. It was all, we won the Europa League. We're heading into the summer with a bounce. We had the season 3 is going to be better than season 2.
You can't believe the decline since then, can you? It was only less than a year ago. 11 months ago.
Just a question on that, Billy, on that parade. And I know I followed it here on the channel, but I know you're probably at it. Your family and then many other Spurs fans read it with their families and children, whatever. When Ange came out and said season 2 is better than season 3, do you think he knew he was already sacked? But do you think that was a dig at Daniel Levy? His own way of digging at him?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think it was. I think he knew he was gone, unfortunately. He said he knew that from about February, didn't he? So, yeah, it's just, I think that was a power play by Ange. And, looking back on now, you can't say it was a good decision. You can say it was the right footballing decision to sack Ange, but you can't say what we've been replaced with was a good decision because it's been, we might get relegated after it. So it's just amazing how much that was probably the best individual moment in my lifetime of being a Spurs fan, that parade and the connection there. And then 11 months later, we could be going into the worst. You just can't make it up, can you? How much has gone wrong in 11 months? It's just all that goodwill. That's the most connection I've ever seen at Tottenham.
Yeah.
200,000 fans in the street. I thought, that's it now. We're a big club. We've arrived. We've won a trophy. We're in the Champions League. And 11 months later, we're staring relegation. It could only happen to Tottenham, couldn't it?
It can. And if you look like we did lose 4-2 to them, the only time we did beat them was 2-1 back in Ance's first year in charge. I think that was in the run of the we're in the middle of a dodgy run, so we've got a good victory at home.
I think it was a late Johnson goal, wasn't it? 96th minute.
It was. I was actually at that game. I was
Yeah.
actually at that game that day, and
So you need to come tomorrow then. Is what we're saying.
yeah,
You need to
all
fly
I
over.
remember, right, Billy, true as God, all I remember, I was behind the goal, right. My mate Ollie was there, and where I was with the Kildare Spurs group, and Vicario. I've never heard a man swear so much in all my life. It was so fun. I was in stitches. One point he's swearing in Italian, and then he's into broken English, right? And then I'm thinking, how the hell does he know so many swear words? Like, and he's shouting at Romero, and Romero's just looking at him, going,
You have to think how many swear words he's learned this season.
"Yeah, and yeah." Was it that Johnson? Mickey Van der Ven got the winner, didn't he?
Yeah,
The
it's a
late
late
winner.
one. Yeah, late winner.
Yeah, I remember that. It was my first. I've been to the Tottenham Stadium 3 times before that. Never seen us win. That was my first ever win at the new stadium. Like so. Yeah, I've got a spare ticket and a private jet. Please send it over. I'll be over tomorrow. I won't be over to next season now. The referee tomorrow is, oh Lord Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Look who we've got. Stuart Atwell. We're totally knackered now.
Yeah.
And Gerard
It
Gillette.
can't be
is
worse
on
than last
VAR.
week, can it? Hopefully, surely can't be worse than last weekend.
It's
You'd hope.
Gerard Gillette on VAR. That
Yeah.
man hates us. He hates us.
Is that the Australian guy?
Yeah,
Yeah, he does hate us.
he does. And Stuart Atwood as well couldn't referee his way. Has refereeing standards dropped this year, actually, saying that, Billy, about like Atwell and VAR? You look at last week, bud, and we should have had a penalty. The Sunderland play should have been sent off, but that's a lot of ifs and buts, isn't it? You can't just blame just.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that I don't think that's the reason why we lost the game, but it certainly didn't help. Like, we lost because we weren't good enough. But
yeah,
over the season, I've never known it. I don't know about you, mate, but I've never seen anything like it. It's almost like every game we've just had horrendous decisions going against us. If you go back to I don't know if you saw any of the Arsenal highlights in the Champions League. It's just funny that obviously when we had the Mawani thing with the 2 hands on the back, and then they said, if there's 2 hands on the back, it's a foul, end off. That was the words. That was the literal words of the referee when he went on Sky on the Monday after. And then Arsenal, a cross comes in for Sporting, and he literally pushes 2 hands on the back of a Sporting player, goes to VAR, doesn't get given. It's just, there's no consistency at all. It's just, unbelievable amount in the season. We haven't helped ourselves at times. People like Romero and Van der Ven, they do deserve to be sent off in those ones. But the Xavi one, I see that tackle almost every game. The rake on the heel. We saw it. Your doggy got it in the Sunderland game. Didn't even get a foul, let alone a red card. It's just there's no consistency whatsoever.
I just think, Billy, right? I just think everyone is conspiring against us just to put us down. I just do. We've got some breaking news actually from the people we use on the channel, and this is very big breaking news. Tottenham Hotspur Football Club have been accused of potentially breaching Premier League rules in their pursuit of Marcos Senesi. But internally, the situation is being played down. What's been reported, Spurs are believed to have held early discussions or contract over a summer move. The issue is timing, not the deal itself. Premier League rules state clubs cannot approach a contracted player without permission before a certain window. Why this is a problem? If contracts were made without Bournemouth's approval, it could be seen as an unauthorized approach. That would technically be the breach of the regulations around player talks. Tottenham have denied wrongdoing internally to say it's been described as rumours and speculation. This is not the first time Spurs have been accused of this, by the way, rather than confirmed issue. Bournemouth are not expected to file a complaint. Without a complaint, this is unlikely to escalate. These situations happen fairly often in football. Example, agent, contract, early groundwork, so on and so on. Just very quickly, Billy, also another bit of news is that there's a couple of outgoings. Now, we know Romero could be on the move, Billy. We know Mickey Van der Ven might be on the move. Now, a defensive rebuild and incoming Spurs are eternally planning a major defensive reset. Concerns around Christian Romero, future depth at centre back, full back, multiple targets being targeted. Not just the Sensi. This isn't one signing; it's a full real job. Archie Gray is also attracting interest from Bayern Munich and Liverpool, and could be sold if Spurs go down. This is one to watch. Relegation may equal player sales. And also, Andy Robinson has been linked, potential signing. seen as an experienced option to stabilise the squad. Nothing concrete confirmed yet. More talks, interest, but not advanced. Billy, with all of that, plus Bournemouth now, this other news as well. We don't need this on the eve of a game where it is a must-win, isn't it?
Yeah, we certainly don't. And then, God, can you imagine if we got dock points as well now or something like that? I know that's not going to happen, but it's the last thing that we need, isn't it? But I'm just amazed at the moment. I don't really understand. I know that, they're obviously putting in a few preliminary talks and stuff, but what's the point? We don't even know what league we're going to be in. So, you have, it's all great with them saying we're going to sign Senesi and Robertson. What if we go down? It's just a waste of everyone's time, isn't it? I think for me at the moment, the only thing I want to hear coming from this football club is that they're trying to stay up. That's all we need to be focused on. I don't care about who's going to sign if we stay up and who's going to do this and this. At the moment, we're odds-on favourites to go down. So until that is finished, don't worry about anything else. And I understand about having a long-term plan and this and trying to get prepared for summer. But we don't know what league we're going to be in. In fact, we're more likely to be in the Championship than not in the odds and stuff. So just stop and just focus on getting this football club back in the Premier League and stay in there.
Yeah, don't worry, Billy. We've got a brand new website as well. Did you see that? That came out yesterday.
Yeah. I tried to download it, though, and it didn't work. So
yeah, we've got the best website in the world. I'm thinking, have you seen our football club? Have you seen the team?
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, I agree with Tequila there in the chat. Like, win a game, then you can talk about new players. I completely agree.
Yeah, exactly. And exactly said, who cares about new players right now? I get it. I'm just giving you guys what we get, and it's about keeping you updated.
I'm surprised. I was surprised to see that. Apparently, Senesi has chosen us over Chelsea and Man United. He needs his brain checking, doesn't he? This guy, I think.
Either that, we've offered them a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's probably why.
That's how we got Gallagher, isn't it? So.
Yeah, and also you're going to be first team on. You're going to be number one on the team sheet. Big up to Craig. He says Robinson would be a great signing for January, but pointless now. Yeah, you're right, Billy. There's no point in. We don't know where we're going to be.
I think Senesi would be a brilliant signing, by the way, if we could do it. But it's almost like tempting fate, though, isn't it? I'd rather just.
I mean, in the summer we were doing the transfer shows, right, and we were going. Can we? No, okay.
We're looking at players
down in Barn
and stuff like that.
Yeah. It is, isn't it, Billy? I mean, tomorrow it's normally every game, isn't it? It's a crucial game. This is a critical game. But tomorrow isn't it? I know we've said it that look, I still believe we're going to stay up. So do you. We've got this blind faith somewhere that a miracle can happen. But if we're being really realistic, tomorrow is tomorrow do and die for us, do you think? Is that where your head's at the moment?
It is, but I've said that almost every game since the West Ham game, to be honest, that it's do or die. We have to get a win. But this, time is running out either way, isn't it? So it has to be. We've only got 5 left after this. And I think the problem is with this weekend, the other fixtures are scary because Nottingham Forest have got Burnley, Leeds have got Wolves, and West Ham have got Palace away, and Palace on the piss last night. So, and they've just played a European game and they lost a couple of players to injury. So if those 3 teams win and we don't, it's as good as done. So it's just massively important.
It is. We are doing a hate along on Monday to the West Ham game. We really will be.
And the problem is, mate, isn't it? It's all 3 of those teams are just in much better form than us, aren't they? You can see all 3 of them winning. I just, they're picking up the points all over the place.
It is. I want to say big up to Wayne Bonner, who's gifted a membership as well. Big up to you, Wayne. You're too kind, bud. Thank you so much. And it's gone to Trevo128 has received the gift membership. So Trev, if you are in the chat, do thank Wayne for the membership. Thank you. Very kind of you, Wayne. Thank you so much, bud. Look, Billy, we're going to wrap this up. Are you going to the game tomorrow?
I am going to the game tomorrow. Yeah, I am going, mate. Unfortunately.
Take some videos for us. Take some videos for us, and
I sit right by Vicario. Oh no, he's not going to be there. I was going to say I'll get some videos of him swearing. I'll see if Kinski says any swear words for you tomorrow.
Where do you sit in the ground, Billy? Where's your seat in the ground, bud?
Literally right behind the goal in the south stand, front row. So literally as close as you can get. So it's not the best view of the game, but it's good view of the players.
Well, see, can you get a few interviews tomorrow, and we'll get them up on the channel and
Might have to
see
bleep a
what
few of them
people
out
are
there.
thinking. Yeah.
Might-
If you see Ben and Sim there, give them a hi from us. And
I will.
but Billy, what's your score prediction for tomorrow, bud?
Well, I said 1-0 last time that we spoke about this, but now
Yeah.
it's the game, night before a game, and I always get stupid. I'm like you, blind faith. I'm going to go 2-0 Tottenham. What about you, mate?
Do you know what? Feck it, I'm going to be delusional. I'm going for 3-1 Spurs.
Yes, come on.
I just think
but
if we
can't-
score
got a bit of hope.
first, if we score first, I think the floodgates will open. It's nice to see Tequila's just as delusional to me as us. 8-5 to Brighton. That's going to be some cracking game. Yeah, that will be a cracking game. Wayne's gone 3-1 Spurs. Big up to Craig. He said 15 points. 15 points. Oh, 15 points per game should numb the pain. Craig, do you know what, bud? I think I might have to agree with you. From a person that doesn't drink much anymore, yeah. Tequila shots. Every time Spurs concede a goal, take a shot. Yes, we've got the watch along tomorrow, guys. Got after the whistle. We will be back on Sunday. We'll play ratings, and hopefully you're around, Billy, for that. If you want to pop on and talk about the game. And then it's all build up. Then there's the hate along on Monday for West Ham versus away to Palace. I think there's a Leeds game as well on Wednesday, which I might cover as well, because that does impact Tottenham as well. But guys, look, let's keep our fingers crossed. Let's get a win. Let's put this relegation to bed. Let's get above West Ham, put the pressure back on them, and let's stay in the Premier League. Billy, thank you. Always a legend, man. Always great to have you on.
I'll see you on Sunday, my man, and let's hope it's after a win.
Yeah, listen, protest. What's happening? Just very quickly with change for Tottenham. Anything planned for tomorrow?
We're going to try and plan for the Everton game, I think. So we've got a few things in the pipeline. There might be a few new banners in the stadium, but I can't say much about that at the moment. But have a look out for some of those. And Everton game going to be the big one, I think. It sounds like.
Yeah, I think so as well. But listen, guys, if you do see Billy, give him a massive big up, because he does a lot of hard work behind the scenes for Change for Tottenham with the protests, and he's been great on here since he started coming on this channel as well. So if you see Billy, buy him a pint, and really
I need to get to 15. I need to get to 15 pints. You need to get to 15 pints.
Yeah, but no, to be fair, Billy, you put a lot of work in with Change for Tottenham and the protest and all that. I know you're not the only one, but you do, and you put yourself out there, and you stick by your guns. And I think a lot of people should say thank you for everything you do, because a lot of us can't get to these protests or can't get to what you're doing. And I think we all should say thank you to you. So look, if you see Billy tomorrow,
and once we're either up or down, Dermot, that's when we need to really go against these owners, don't we?
Yeah, and we will. You will. This channel and Billy will change for that. And this channel, we're going to go for. As I said before, like Kate, your channel, my channel, we all our little channels have to come together. We have to get together. Well, listen, guys. He said, Kate said it was a great tweet from Billy yesterday. I did see that. Actually. Yeah, had me crying. Kate, it had me in stitches as well. And then it fell off my chair. I was laughing that bad. It was so funny. But big up to you, Billy. Big up to everyone. Yeah, of course we do. Come on. Let's get a win for Billy while he's there. Come on, Spurs. Get 3 points. See you tomorrow, guys. At 4 o'clock.
See you guys.
What's on my own? 5 o'clock. Come on, you Spurs.